Welcome to race number 17 of 29 here in the 1991 throwbacks as we continue to have a crazy, chaotic season. Alan Kulwicki was able to snatch the victory last week at Pocono in a rather convincing fashion considering he started from the pole and ended up winning. Rusty Wallace, however, he's still the top dog. He is still in the lead in points. Dale Earnhardt still strutting his stuff in second, and Mark Martin still third in points. These guys are definitely still the key players for this season. Of course, Davey Allison, he ended up breaking his top 5 or wreck streak that was going on for quite a while last week with an average with his finish at 7th. This week, Talladega for the DieHard 500. So we have yet another week where the championship points are probably going to get all sorts of scrambled up. That's why we call it the Summer Superspeedway Madness. All the crazy things usually end up happening. Take a look at the qualifying times, and our pole winner is going to be Davey Allison on the pole with a speed of 198.730 miles per hour. Man, what a time there by Allison. Sterling Marlin second, Mark Martin third, Rusty Wallace fourth. That is Davey Allison finally finding his way towards the pole. Unfortunately, it's probably in the race where the pole means the least. We'll go through the top 10 here for you. Davey Allison is on pole. We have Sterling Marlin in second, Mark Martin third, Rusty Wallace fourth, Harry Ganton fifth, Alan Kulwicki in sixth. That's going to be Ricky Rudd in seventh, Ernie Irvin in eighth, Brett Bodine is in ninth, and Jimmy Spencer, surprisingly, he has not had a good season so far. He will round out the top 10. Here's the command for today's race.
3, 2, 1. Gentlemen, start your engines.
As the engines fire off here from Talladega. So speaking of Jimmy Spencer, he has still yet to log a top 10 all season long. It's been a crazy season for him. I do apologize about that. Breaking the feed. Anyways, 42 drivers are going to line up for today's race. Davey Allison, Sterling Marlin, two drivers who are really going out there trying to prove that they are the real deal, that they are worth it. So far, this has been by far Davey Allison's best career year. Mark Martin, Rusty Wallace, third and fourth. They're trying to put a statement in the points lead. And of course, Dale Earnhardt, he's starting a little bit further back. They come down to the line, and the green flag is out here from Talladega. It looks like Sterling Marlin actually got the jump on the outside lane. Marlin is going to end up taking the lead here going into turn number 1. Now, remember, Sterling Marlin actually does have one career win, and it came here at this exact track back in 1986. He won the first ever restrictor plate race at the Talladega Superspeedway. So it's been a long time since Sterling Marlin's come to victory lane, but that is what happened. Of course, Davey Allison, it's also been a while for him. He has not been to victory lane since Michigan in 1987. And it looks like these top 4 guys or so, they're going to be the ones to beat. Marlin, Allison, and Martin. They're all single file now. Martin dives down low. We all know how fast Mark Martin typically is here at Talladega. No surprise to see him driving this number 6 car up into the second position, and it wouldn't surprise me if he's able to pick the lead off from Sterling Marlin here soon enough. Speaking of Superspeedway names, here we go. We got a couple of them here. Bill Elliott, they're going to go 4 wide for the 3rd position. Davey Allison had to back out of the throttle there. He's going to be on the way back train. It looked like Elliott was going to be able to take 3rd, but no, Waltrip jumped down to the inside. So now Darrell Waltrip, he won the Daytona 400 miler. Now he's back at Talladega. He wants to make it 2 out of 3 wins. No, Rusty Wallace is right there too. All he needs is a good, solid finish here at Talladega, and he can go ahead and keep his points lead. But good, solid finishes at Superspeedways is not exactly something that Rusty Wallace is well known for. Well, we'll find out here. Man, it looks like Darrell Waltrip's got a bad fast car today. No doubt about it. Marlin's still with the lead. He's keeping Mark Martin contained behind him, which actually I think shows just how fast of a car Sterling Marlin has here, because we've seen this 6 car go out here and lead and dominate some of these Talladega races as of late. So they have a very strong Talladega package. Maybe that's starting to slide a little bit. Mark Martin not exactly able to figure out what's going on here with the 22, but right now we do know that it's Fords 1, 2, and 3 here at the front. Boy, Bill Elliott looks like he got a jump on Mark Martin. I think Mark Martin will be able to shut the door, and he indeed does. So Martin shuts the door, and the top 3 are still single file. Now here comes Bill Elliott. He's going to try to make the move out on Mark Martin again, this time in the tri-oval. I think he's going to be able to get it done here. Now the question is, will Elliott be able to contest for the lead? That might be a little bit harder to do. I think Sterling Marlin's got a very fast car. We take a look at the fastest lap so far, and right now Terry Labonte has actually put up the fastest lap time of 204.380 miles an hour. What a time there by Terry Labonte. Meanwhile, Bill Elliott, he's going to jump down low. It looks like he's going to be able to take the lead away from Sterling Marlin, and he indeed does. So Bill Elliott now going to the lead, and now the floodgates are going to open now that the leaders are side by side. Here they go, 4 wide for the 4th position. Good Lord. You see the rookie Bobby Hamilton trying to get into the mix there in the number 68 car. Rusty Wallace, he's definitely on the way back train, but so is Mark Martin. These opening laps are always so quick and furious here at Talladega. Here comes Chef Bodine down to the inside. We'll go ahead, and man, I'm going to tell you what, these Fords are looking very, very good once again here at the Superspeedways. They just got something that all the other manufacturers don't have, and I'm not sure what it is, but man, especially Mark Martin, Bill Elliott, Jeff Bodine, Sterling Marlin here as of late as well. Davey Allison looked like he had a very strong car. Fords just have something. And man, they are packed 3 wide here. A very frantic opening to Talladega, to say the least. This isn't even the Winston 500. This isn't even the $1 million race. Or at least one of the $1 million races. This isn't one of the $1 million races. This is just the DieHard 500. Meanwhile, Ken Schrader, and you know what? If there's any Chevrolet that could take the lead, it'll be Schrader. Schrader or Richmond, one of the Hendrick boys. And here we go, Ken Schrader. He is the lone Chevrolet in a sea of blue ovals right now. Good Lord, 28, 7, 11, 9, all around him. Now we got an Oldsmobile and a Buick trying to get to the front here as well. But Ken Schrader, now he's solidly got the lead, but he's got pole sitter Davey Allison right behind him. I think Allison's momentum got stunted a little bit, but he's able to cross in front of the whole field. So he will retain the 2nd position. Hutch Strickland's still there in 3rd. Larry Pearson in 4th. Pearson not in fourth for long, though. No, sir, not looking like it. And Schrader just trying to keep his lead right now. Surprisingly, he's done a very, very good job at leading the laps, especially here in the Summer Superspeedway Madness. Again, he won 3 out of 4 races in a stretch that was like, whoa, where did Ken Schrader come from? But because he's been pretty much transparent ever since going to that 18, well, yes, ever since going to that 18 car. Schrader's been relatively transparent, but he's come to the 5 car now, and yeah, he's showing what he can do in that 5 car. So Schrader trying to hold off. Now he's going to have Ernie Irvin coming, as well as Neil Bonnet and Bill Elliott. Tim Richmond is also there on the bottom. So we got some big names that are going to start re-emerging here up at the front. Real big names. Here we go. Irvin down to the inside. Can Schrader hold him off? I don't think he can. Schrader cannot hold Irvin off. So Ernie Irvin now to the lead. And now Tim Richmond looks like he's going to try to take advantage here. Yes! Oh, wow. Irvin tried to put the block on him, but Richmond just coming too fast, was already there. He's got Michael Waltrip, Rick Mast right behind him. And it looks like Michael Waltrip, he's going to go to the lead now. Michael Waltrip is someone who's shown a lot of promise here on the big tracks, to say the least. He's looked very, very strong here. He just hasn't grabbed the brass ring yet. And that 30 team seems to be one of the few Pontiac teams that are actually doing really, really, really well here at the big tracks. They know exactly what Michael wants and exactly what they need to do to make their car fast, and they go out there and they do it. Ricky Rudd now down on the bottom. Sometimes it kind of just feels like Ricky Rudd is just the sole representative for Buick, but then you realize that, yeah, there's also Rick Mast and Hutch Strickland, but they are usually invisible on race day. They're going 3 and 4 wide again. Good Lord, just this opening salvo here at Talladega has just been absolutely nuts. It continues to be still 3 wide for the lead. Who's going to win it back to the line? I think it's going to be Shepard. Yes, timing and scoring gives the lead to Morgan Shepard. This is crazy. The top 33 cars are within a second of each other. Just utterly nuts. Darrell Waltrip. He's now going to go back to the point. See a couple drivers who have really lost a draft here, including sophomore Rob Moroso, who's been on a cold streak as of late, to say the least. Darrell Waltrip continues. And here goes Sterling Marlin down to the inside. Marlin, he sees Dave Marcus back there, so Marlin's just going to take advantage of this. I think he knows he's got the fastest car in the field. He's just on raw horsepower. He's got one of the strongest cars in the field. I don't think there's really any debating that. So if he gets out in front, he can control the field for a few laps. And I think he's going to do exactly that as we head towards pit stops. No, sir. Darrell Waltrip's looking to come right back around with Rusty Wallace as well. Lord, wow. And here comes Terry Labonte now. Again, he was fastest on the speed charts not at the start of the race, and now he's still the fastest on the speed charts. Only one other guy has even topped 204 miles an hour in a lap so far. So Labonte right now, he's on the top of the speed charts. Cars are just swapping lanes, going back and forth like crazy. Yeah, the top 30 here again, the top 30 is just still all in the same pack. No one's really broken apart. No one's really separated from each other. This has just been a crazy, crazy Superspeedway race so far. And usually when we come here, there is a decent speed differential, but we usually don't see this 3, 4 wide coming all the time. It's just, these cars are just surprisingly equal. Waltrip, he's going to throw the block now on Wallace. So Darrell Waltrip, he continues to lead. So Darrell Waltrip, he might have the strong car. Well, you can see he's really starting to pull some of the field here in a single file line. And that's more typical of what we see here at Talladega, as we will see somebody is able to pull the field along in a single file train. But as soon as someone jumps out for the lead, that's when chaos starts happening. And that's how these packs end up happening too, is that you end up having these dominant guys get to the front of the pack and they end up pulling it. But that kind of just hasn't happened so far today. But it's starting to happen now, it seems like. The top 4 or 5 or so really started to get single file here, and they're starting to work with each other to maybe start pulling away from the pack behind them. I think Jeff Bodine's just trying to find any way around Bobby Hamilton he can. Hamilton, I'm pretty sure, is more than happy to run fourth. No, he's going to try to go for third, and there goes Rusty Wallace to the lead. He's going to try for it. And that's the exact opening that the pack needs to go ahead and clump right back up. Look at this. Oh, we have Hutch Strickland going down pit road. We have 3 wide for the second position. It's not going to take long for the entire pack to run these guys back down. Yes, but then we're going to have the green flag pit stops as well. We'll see if ever... I imagine, I would say about half the lead pack here is going to end up going to pit road here on this lap. Let's see what happens. Crazy. Jeff Bodine is now the leader. And we don't really see anyone go down to pit road. That's a little odd. And usually there's 1 or 2 stragglers that go early, and then like half the field goes on one lap, half the field goes on the next. But maybe they're trying to stretch it out to be one stop here today. A one-stop Talladega race, that would be a bit crazy. I would have to agree with you on that one. That would definitely be a crazy thing to see. Terry Labonte, fastest car in the field. He's now at the point. Now we're seeing a lot of people peel off to pit road. I'd say that's about a third of them. So Terry Labonte still in the lead. Jeff Bodine, here we go. Jeff Bodine trying to pull out to get to the lead. I think the only thing that's going to accomplish is make Harry Gant fall backwards. I don't think that's really going to allow Bodine to get to the lead here. We do have rookie Ted Musgrave in that 55 car. He's showing a pretty good run so far. Meanwhile, it looks like everyone there is going to go down pit road except Ken Schrader in the 5. Well, there you go. And we have a couple of other stragglers, it looks like. Sterling Marlin, Alan Kulwicki also deciding to stay out. Mark Martin, Darrell Waltrip, Larry Pearson. Looks like Davey Allison, Rob Moroso. We'll see how this strategy ends up working out. I don't know how good that's going to be. Oh, maybe Schrader figured, oh, I'm going to catch some drafting people here going down the back straight away. It's going to be no big deal. See what happens here. Everyone's going to go down pit road. Now we're pretty much going to be looking at Harry Gant as he is the person that led that entire pack off of pit road. Let's see where everyone else ends up filing in here. Bobby Hillin Jr., of course, one lap down. Looks like Harry Gant's going to end up having a pretty good lead here. Harry Gant, of course, has not won in a long time himself. Gant has not won since 1985 as well. It's been a long time. Well, actually, not. I shouldn't say as well. He's the only guy that hasn't won since 1985. You can see Sterling Marlin just coming out onto the track. Here's Ken Schrader. We'll see if Sterling Marlin and Harry Gant can end up running him down. It was a good idea for Schrader to pit like that because it looks like it worked out in his favor. We'll see what timing and scoring ends up saying here. Right now, I'd say, yeah, that ended up working out very well for him. Now, the thing is that, man, it looks like that they ended up pitting very, very, very close to the halfway point. So we might end up having a scramble here of people coming off of pit road. And then there might only be like 3 or 4 laps at the end of the... after the pit road scramble. So really, whoever wins the race off of pit road the second time around is probably going to be the winner of this race. So this is the point where you really, really, really want to be near the front. I know this is one of the larger groupings of drivers that I see. We got Neil Bonnet, Jeff Purvis, Ted Musgrave, Ricky Rudd, Bobby Hillin, and Michael Waltrip, rather. Here's another sizable grouping here with Sterling Marlin, Bobby Hamilton, Alan Kulwicki, Darrell Waltrip, Derek Cope, Dave Marcus, Dick Trickle. Looks like Kyle Petty's also trying to join in on the fun. I don't know. I think Dale Earnhardt's a little too far back to join in on that one. But I'm sure he's going to try. And this is kind of like a super pack here. So what's going to end up happening is that all these guys are probably going to end up ganging up together. And they're probably going to try, to get into like a little bit of a pack. So this is going to end up being the larger grouping of cars here. No doubt about it. And that's going back to what position here? 11th. So it looks like a big pack's ready to get settled up here for the 11th position. Right now, this is the battle for the lead. Not the 52. Not the 52. Correct. Everyone there but the 52. So the 11, the 5, the 94, the 19, And the 33. That's for the lead. And Chad Little's having an amazing run there in the 19. Jeff Bodine, I think he's just looking for a win. On Schrader. All sorts of stuff there is going on. It kind of looks like this second pack is actually a lot faster than this lead pack, and they're going to be catching them here. I tell you what, Michael Waltrip right now, he is hauling it around this track. He's actually leading this pack. He's dragging all these guys right along. This 30 car is really, really fast. Yeah, and they're catching them, and it looks like these two packs are actually going to come right together here. And these guys are now going to be, as a pack, the top 10. And as stated before, we have this pack here, currently being led by Darrell Waltrip. That's going to have pretty much everybody back to 26th. Unless Rusty Wallace is unable to make the draft there, then it's only going to be 25th, and it looks pretty unlikely. So Wallace is going to try, but looks like 25th. Oh yeah, everyone's getting into it up at the front now. Oh, Wally, get out of the way. Look out, Wally. Junie Don Levy team has not won since 1981. Terry Labonte trying to find his way around. Can't do it. Right now, two Oldsmobiles helping each other out. 1-2. You know, they're one of the smaller manufacturers here in NASCAR, Oldsmobile and Buick. They don't really have a lot of support left, but these are two teams that are gung-ho to Oldsmobile all the way to the end, no doubt about it. Bonnie trying to lead the charge. Now, we know how fast Terry Labonte's car is. I tell you what, Michael Waltrip's number 30 car is also extremely fast. Don't count him out at all. You know, we just got a lot of people up here that have not won in forever. It's crazy. Here comes Ricky Rudd. He's going to pull out on Chad Little. Can he get there? No. It's going to be really hard to pass that 94 car, man. There's a reason why he was on the top of the speed charts. A couple other guys now up there in the 204 mile an hour range as well. Bill Elliott, Mark Martin, Ken Schrader, Michael Waltrip. Of course, Michael Waltrip. Michael Waltrip down to the inside. Yeah, career win number 1 right now. Looks and let's talk about Jeff Purvis here, because yeah, that's James Fitch's car, and they aren't necessarily there, and they don't even run every single season. You know, James Finch just tries to run when he can, and he had the opportunity to run the 1991 throwback season. He's like, you kidding me? Of course we're gonna go in. And Purvis just really hasn't done a big splash so far. But I gotta tell you what, this is the best we've seen Purvis run, I'd say, ever. Great run for Purvis, no doubt about it. Michael Waltrip trying to find his way around the 94 now. Terry Labonte's still solidly in control of this pack. We look back towards the other pack. That's currently being led by Kyle Petty. 7.1 seconds back. I don't know if this pack is actually pulling away from them or not. I think this might be it, folks. And here we go. Michael Waltrip trying to take the lead. That'll close the gap. Anytime the leaders start running side by side, they're running a good 2 to 3 miles an hour slower than usual. And that's what we got here. Oh man, Terry Labonte not giving up the outside lane. He might actually still lead this lap. Just barely edged out. Yeah. Michael Waltrip just barely edged him out. And that pack gained 0.2 of a second on that lap. The leaders running side by side. This is going to be big. Still running side by side. Man, Terry Labonte's car is fast. That 94 car is something else. Good Lord. That is a fast car Terry Labonte's got. Michael Waltrip just trying to keep the 5 car in his rearview mirror here. Still doing a good job of it. Let's take a look and see what this pack ends up doing. They caught 0.4 of a second that lap. 0.4. Oh boy. Now I have a feeling this is probably going to be a lap where they don't catch at all. In fact, this pack actually ends up pulling away because you'll see that most of this pack is now running single file. And Neil Bonnet pulls onto the apron. Issues for Bonnet? Yeah, he's going on a pit road. So issues for Neil Bonnet and that 21 team, unfortunately. That's kind of sad because this is going to be Neil Bonnet's last race here at Talladega. He was trying to hope for a win. Doesn't look like that's going to end up happening. Meanwhile, Greg Sachs going to end up holding things up here. They're going to split Greg Sachs, but Michael Waltrip's going to get a big advantage here. Now watch whoever is in the 10th position here on that ticker. The 10th position, that is going to be the lead car in the second pack. So we saw Greg Sachs end up getting involved with the lead pack here. That's not only going to slow him down because he got involved, but that's also going to slow him down because he's an objectively slower car. So keep an eye on that gap. 10th position on the ticker. That's the lead car in the second pack. Almost caught a full second that time. Thing is that I don't think that they're going to be able to catch him anyways before the next round of pit stops. Whenever that ends up happening. Remember, the winner of this race is likely gonna come from this front 9. And it's gonna end up being whoever has the best run off of pit road. I think that's gonna be without a question. Michael Waltrip's doing a really good job right now leading this race and being the general of this line. He's showing a lot of maturity right now up here leading this race. Oh, I bet he's having a great time here. Commanding the field here at Talladega, finally at the point. Here we see Davey Allison and, well, that's pole sitter Davey Allison and Neil Bonnet. So not good days for either of them. Meanwhile, battle for the lead. Here we go, Harry Gant, and now the 2 Oldsmobiles are going to go back to the lead. Harry Gant and Terry Labonte. And it makes you wonder where's Phil Parsons in all of this, because you'd figure that the Oldsmobiles are just fast. Phil Parsons should be up here too. Phil Parsons is back in the 22nd position. He's in the second pack. I have a feeling if he was up here too, he would be right with these guys. Out there's still Jarrett involved here too. Yeah, because look at all the Oldsmobiles that are up here. You got the 94, the 33, the 51. That's also an Oldsmobile. That's 3 of them in the top 9. Not too often you see that. Everyone trying to dodge lap traffic. And that's going to give Ken Schrader the lead now. That second pack is coming. Good Lord, it's like a half a second a lap, too. Almost more than a half a second a lap at this point. The Sleepback seems to be getting more cars, while all the more cars that they're getting they're actually slower, and it's actually slowing them down because they have to drag all those slow cars with them. Meanwhile, Ken Schrader is in the lead. Rookie Ted Musgrave in second. We've got Ricky Rudd going to pit road now. It's going to be interesting to see what the pit strategy is going to be here in the final segment of this race. The gap didn't really change between the two packs that time, but the second pack's still going faster. Hard to debate this right now. Chad Little, he's now in the third position. See who ends up going to pit road here. Lots of takers. Almost all of the leaders coming in. All of them coming in except Ken Schrader. It's going to be big. That might be the decision that ends up winning or losing the race. Is this a good move for Schrader? It's going to be interesting to see what happens here. I don't know if that's going to be a race-winning move for Schrader or not. It's going to be really, really hard to tell, to say the least. Really hard to tell. And there we go, Ken Schrader. Now down on pit road. Here's Ricky Rudd. He was the first person to peel off. There's Ted Musgrave. Hutch Strickland isn't involved in it. So it looks like Ricky Rudd's going to have a pretty good advantage here on Ted Musgrave pulling out. We have Jeff Purvis here, and back here is Michael Waltrip, Terry Labonte, Bobby Hamilton. Bobby Hamilton? Bobby Hamilton. And Phil Parsons is there too. There's two more Oldsmobiles. We've got... well, there you go. You're wondering, where are all the Oldsmobiles? Here they are. And what a good day for Oldsmobile. Seriously. Now here comes everyone else trying to enter the track. Where's Schrader? Schrader's way up here. I think Schrader's got it. It's either going to be Schrader or Rudd. I don't think anyone else has time. It's going to be a big, big gap to Ken Schrader. All he needs to do is stay in the draft of Hutch Strickland here, and he is golden. Yeah, Schrader should be coming away with the fourth win of the season here. That was a race-winning move there by Schrader. We'll see what happens here. It's really, really hard to tell. Only a handful of laps to go. We got 5 to go. 4.5 now at this point. The gap is 2 seconds. 2 seconds between Rudd and Schrader. And here we have Ted Musgrave. He's in third. We have Bill Elliott. He's somehow in fourth. I don't even know how that happened. Honestly, I don't even know how Elliott got in fourth. And now here's the battle for fifth. And here's everyone ganging up here for fifth. But that's for fifth. Right. So, yeah, 4 laps to go. And I'll tell you what, here we go. We're going to have a race here, folks. We're going to have a race to the end, and it's going to be between Ken Schrader and Ricky Rudd at the very least. I don't know if Ted Musgrave and company can come up to the leaders in time. I don't think there's enough time. If there is, it's going to be on the last lap, and it's going to have to be a last lap move. Man, Rudd was the first to pit. Schrader was the last to pit. And it looks like they both worked out great. You'd think that the strategy is to pit with the pack. Apparently the strategy is do not pit with the pack. Pitting with the pack gets you nowhere. Field's coming. And they're coming, but I don't think they're coming fast enough, man. They are single file, and they are coming, man. Look at this. Yeah, they're there. No, I'm not going to doubt that they're there. Maybe they are there. Wow. They gained a lot on the 2 leaders there. 2 laps to go. It's still going to have to be a last lap move if it's going to be anyone other than Schrader or Rudd. Still don't think they get there until the last lap. Ricky Rudd trying to hold on here for a win. Ken Schrader trying to also get win. He's trying to get win number 4 here. He pulls down to the inside of Ricky Rudd. Leaders going side by side. Maybe not the best idea to be doing right now. Yeah, Ricky Rudd, he's just looking for win number 2. And now that they went side by side, that opened up the floodgates. Schrader has the lead, but has he killed his chances to win? White flag, 1 lap to go. Davey Allison is a lap down here, down to the inside, so Schrader is going to be on the outside. But who is on the lead lap? It's going to be the number 11 of Jeff Bodine. Bodine is here down on the bottom. He's going to end up taking the lead. And now look at this. Look at the train of drivers. Bobby Hamilton dives down to the inside. Hamilton getting a strong push from Terry Labonte. Bobby Hamilton is in the lead. Oh boy, we're going to get a strong run to the line. Who's it going to be? Here we go. Terry Labonte dives down to the inside. Michael Waltrip down to the inside. It's going to be 3 wide coming to the line. Who's it going to be? I think it was Waltrip. Michael Waltrip got it. Michael Waltrip has just won the race. Wow. Dead heat. I believe Michael Waltrip has just won this race. That's going to require a replay. We're going to show a replay of the finish, exactly what happened here. Oh boy, I thought we were going to get a rookie winner once again. Take a look at this finish. And we are going to go slow here. We're going to wait to slow it down. Going 3 wide, 3 wide, 3 wide. To the line. And... oof. There it is. Wow. There it is. Michael Waltrip, career number 1, win number 1 by a fender. Good Lord. What a race. What a finish. And you want to talk about, and now let's actually talk about points, because we didn't even talk about points once. Let's see here. Rusty Wallace, 19th. Mark Martin, 27th. Dale Earnhardt, 23rd. So Rusty Wallace gains quite more bit of points. So Michael Waltrip with career win number 1 at Talladega. We knew that was only going to be a matter of time before he actually ended up winning at one of the super speedways. He just did it with a last lap, a thrilling finish to say the least. Meanwhile, we take a look at the points. Rusty Wallace now has a 96-point lead on Dale Earnhardt. Mark Martin and Alan Kulwicki are in a dead heat for third. Oh, that needs a deep breath. Anyways, next week, I think we're going to need another one because we're going to the second road course race of the season. It's going to be the Budweiser at the Glen. We'll see you then.